Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another planty video. My goodness, this light in front of me is so bright, but it's really dark outside. It's been snowing and dark, so this is what we're working with. So for today's video, I thought it would be really fun to kind of talk about what I paid for some of my most popular trendy type of plants. I know prices and the plant market are really hot topics right now, and it's really interesting to see what plants are going for in certain places. I was actually inspired to do this video by Christian from Crazy Plant Guy, and I just thought it was a really interesting idea. So I would love to hear from you guys what plant prices are like for these plants that I'm going to talk about where you live. Do you think that this is absolutely outrageous? Do you think they're good deals? Let me know. Before we get into it, I'm going to quickly talk about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Skillshare, which I so appreciate them supporting my channel because I love them and they're an awesome company. So if you're not familiar with Skillshare, they are an online learning community that offers a ton of different classes from various topics. I'm really interested in learning about productivity and time management, and I'm always looking for new hacks or skills that can help me just manage my life better, basically. So the most recent class that I've taken on Skillshare is called Productivity for Creatives, Build a System that Brings Out Your Best, and that is taught by Thomas Frank. I've learned quite a few helpful tips in it, which is really awesome. I highly recommend the productivity courses that they have on Skillshare. And if you're not interested in productivity, they have a ton of different topics that you can go check out on their website. The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's only around $10 a month. Thank you so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Okay, so let's talk about some plant prices, you guys. I have my handy dandy planner, which I have gone back through my emails and my order history to try to, well, not to try to, I did get the cost of all these plants. So something I will say is that almost all of these plants I ordered online, but the price that I'm going to be giving you is just the price without shipping or anything like that. So for some of these plants, there was an extra $20 to $40 added on for the shipping, but I'm just going to give you the price of the plant, and it's going to be in Canadian dollars. So let's just get started. Okay, so the first plant I'm going to be talking about is my Pink Princess Philodendron, a controversial woman. This is her. Not much pink, a few little flecks here and there. When I purchased this plant, it did have more pink on it. It had a large sectoral pink piece and then some other splashing. I've just been on a journey with this plant. Yes, many things have happened with us. It's just very meh to me, but I did really want this plant when I bought it last year, and I paid $95 for this plant. And I believe that these are going even higher nowadays. Not something like this. This is pretty much reverted, so I don't think it would be worth that. But I did buy this in June, I believe. Oh, no. I bought this almost a year ago, you guys. I think it was April. So coming up to a year that I ordered this plant. Would I say it was worth it at this point? No. Unless this plant magically comes back and starts giving me pink leaves, I would say no. But if it was producing those beautiful pink leaves, then is it worth $95? I would say yes. I know a lot of people struggle with their Pink Princess Philodendrons. That's a whole other story. But, say a prayer. Maybe there is still hope for her. We shall see. Okay, next is a very, very popular one, and it is my Monstera Elbow. So this is what she looks like. You guys have seen her before. She's not looking her best, to be honest. This is her newest leaf, which I actually really do like that leaf. It's very pretty. And then she has this leaf, which has a large sectoral variegation as well, which kind of, crisped off. And then she has this leaf, which has a little bit of variegation, but it's mostly green. So I bought this as a 2-leaf cutting. It put out this leaf in my care. but it was just a 2-leaf cutting when I bought it, and I paid $200 for it, which I bought this at the same time as the Pink Princess actually, so almost a year ago. And $200 for an Elbow Monstera cutting is relatively cheap nowadays. You can't really find them for that much, so I'm kind of glad that I got it while it was still like before things got really crazy, I guess, because now there's cuttings for like, you know, a lot more than that. So yeah, that's what I paid. Was it worth it? I would say yes. I really love this plant. However, we are just, you know, we're not on the best of terms right now. You can see she doesn't look super happy. She's like kind of yellowing and everything's fine. I can see the roots. I did repot her a few months ago, and I just feel like she's never really fully settled in. And then I had her in the cabinet, and then I took her out, and it's just been like, you know, once we get our bearings, I think that she is going to grow well and, you know, look really awesome. So I am really glad I have this. Would I pay that again? Yes, probably. Would I choose a different one? Probably, but this is what I have, and I'm happy with it right now. So yeah, like I said, that new leaf that came out is really nice. Let's see if we can actually focus on it. There it is. It is quite nice. So if it gives me more leaves like that, I will be happy. And yeah, that's like pretty reasonably priced for an Elbow Monstera right now. Okay, next I did throw some Hoya in this video, so I have this guy to talk about first. Look at his crazy little arms. This is my Hoya Linearis, and this is actually one of my favorite Hoya that I own. It might be my favorite one of all my Hoya. I would have to think about it, but I really love this guy. I love his fuzzy leaves. I love how he trails. He looks really elegant to me, really beautiful. He's a fast grower. I've actually taken a couple cuttings. I actually have a couple cuttings rooting right now from him. So yeah, I got this plant in, I'm gonna say about June of last year. So, you know, about seven or 8 months ago, and it was small. Like I think it was just like a couple of small strands, and it's grown a lot for me, and I just love it so much. Oh yeah, I haven't even said how much I paid for it. I paid for this plant $36, which honestly, I would pay that again in a heartbeat. I think it was a really good deal. I'm so happy that I have this Hoya. I love it so much. So I don't know, I just felt like $36 was a steal, you know? I feel like these would easily sell for like $50 for the size of plant that I got, for like a couple small strands, you know what I mean? So I was really happy to pay that, and I love it so much. So yeah. Next, we are going to talk about the infamous Booby Cactus here, Myrtillo cactus, something. And this is a plant that I really couldn't believe that I got my hands on. I love it so much. Obviously, it's super unique, super cool, and I paid $35 for this. So I thought that that was a steal of a deal as well. I couldn't believe that I got this plant for such a reasonable price, and such a big specimen too. Like, this is probably, I don't know, about a foot tall, and yeah, I just, $35, like, yes, please take my money. I couldn't believe that I was able to snag this. I know they sold out like that when I got it, so I just feel really lucky to have it. And yeah, I thought that it was a good deal, you know? Okay, next I have my beautiful Alocasia dragon scale, which you guys have seen before. I've been showing it off a lot recently. Excuse her leaf that she is letting go of there. She's gone through a transition, but she's very happy now that she's in the cabinet. She put out that leaf for me, so I'm very happy. So this is actually one of my pricier plants as well, and I have a lot of people that were shook when they heard how much I spent on this plant, because I don't know if it's in the UK. I think it's in the UK where these are like really readily available, but here in Canada this is considered quite an uncommon or rare plant. So I paid $180 for this plant, and I know that's a lot of money, you guys, but it was so worth it to me. I am obsessed. This is probably my favorite alocasia that I have. I just think it's so unique, so cool. Is it worth the money? Like, is a plant ever really worth like almost $200? I don't know, but I know that it made me really happy, and it does make me really happy. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's just the market, and to me, I was willing to pay that amount of money because I just think that it's such a cool, unique plant. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, it was an expensive plant, but it was definitely a splurge for me. And that's the thing, I'm not the type of person who is ordering plants like every week or every month. It's kind of a big deal when I actually place an order for plants, because I don't just have, you know, hundreds of dollars laying around extra for me to order these expensive, uncommon plants, you know what I mean? So I ordered that plant in the fall. I ordered quite a few plants, well, I mean, I placed a couple of orders just to kind of stock up for the winter and add some new things to my collection. But since then, I haven't really like placed a big order or anything like that. So it's definitely like a treat thing for me. But yeah, anyways, that's just a side note. I would love to make a video about plant shopping online and just like documenting the process. And yeah, I'd love to make a video on that, but I'll have to wait until I have like a few $100s to actually place an order to do that. But anyways, I digress. So what do we have next? Ooh, next I have one of my favorites. Okay, so next is my beautiful Philodendron Silver Sword, or Philodendron hastatum. I can't really get it all in the frame. Well, that's pretty much all of it. But this plant is actually, honestly, I feel like one of the best deals that I have gotten on a plant. So I bought this plant when it was almost this size. It has like a couple of new leaves. I just got this plant in November, so it was a relatively large plant when I got it. And I got this for $25, you guys, and I could not believe it. They are becoming a lot more common where I live. They have been like in the big box stores, in the local nurseries, stuff like that. So they aren't hard to find by any means, but you know, these used to be online for like $150 for a cutting of one of these. So I'm still shocked that you're able to get them for such a reasonable price now. But just for me to get such a healthy, beautiful, large specimen for $25, I couldn't believe it. Like, again, take my wallet. Like, this is amazing. Best $25 I've ever spent, you know? So that was definitely a good one. And then next, I'm going to talk about another Hoya. This is another quite highly sought after Hoya, and excuse its coloring. I definitely was giving it a little bit too much light, and it got kind of like bleached and has some just like discoloration on the leaves because of that. You can see I moved it away from the light, and the new growth is looking a lot better, so excuse that. But I got this plant. Oh, it was definitely a lot smaller when I got this, I should say. I got this last summer as well, and it was probably only like maybe 5 leaves, and I paid $42 for it. So it was like on the pricier side for just like a tiny plant, but honestly it was a good deal to me because you really don't come across these, especially where I live. Like, this is not a common plant whatsoever, and I think it was worth it because this is such a fast grower. I've shared this with a couple of friends. I have a propagation going right now, and it just keeps growing, and it's been like relatively easy care besides me like burning all the leaves almost to a crisp. And you see these online on Etsy or on auctions for way more than $42, so honestly I was happy to pay that. Okay guys, last but not least, I'm going to be talking about my Alocasia Fried Egg, who, oh my goodness, I can't wait for him to put out more growth because he just looks so funny with these 2 leaves. Actually, speaking of that, he does have a little baby coming in right there. Let me see if I can focus this. Right there, how cute. I just saw that the other day, and oh, I'm so excited about that, so that's awesome. But yes, this is my adorable little Alocasia Fried Egg. You can see he's very small, little baby plant. Has this wonky leaf here that he's had for a while just hanging on. So this was an Alocasia that I really wanted. They're not really something you can find locally here, so I found it online, and I paid $35 for this, which I honestly thought was a pretty reasonable price for like an uncommon Alocasia. I was super happy to pay that. I think it's going to be awesome just to watch this plant grow into those like beautiful beautiful leaves that you see on other people's. Yeah, he's just like such a little cutie. We haven't been getting along great, kind of the same as the dragon scale. We didn't get along great, and then I have them both in the IKEA cabinet actually, and they seem to be happier, so I'm really glad to see that little pup new growth coming in there. That's super cool. But yeah, I don't know, I thought $35 was pretty reasonable for this guy. Of course, I had to pay for shipping on top of that, so it worked out to more, but you don't come across these very often, so, you know. Okay guys, that is going to be it. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check them out in the link in the description. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Give me a like if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.